and before that I would like to say in standard 7 you must have read about the reproduction in flowering plants. Okay, now this chapter in the standard 8 all deals about the reproductions in animals, right? The definitions is same, reproductions. Okay, what do you mean by the term reproductions? Reproductions means the process by which living organisms, whether that is plant or animals, produces their copy of same kinds. Okay, produces their copies of same kind. That process is called reproductions. Okay, in this chapter we will discuss about reproduction in animals, animals including mammals, and reproduction in human beings. Okay, here reproductions we have actually read in the cells also that there are two type of organisms we will see. One is simple organisms, another is multiple or multicellular organisms. Okay, single cellular, that is simple, or that is also called unicellular. Okay, and another is called multicellular. Since unicellular consists of only a single cell, okay, they exhibit asexual mode of reproductions. Okay, asexual mode of reproductions, that means reproductions are of two types. Okay, reproductions, we read the definitions. Reproductions are of two types. One is asexual reproductions, another is sexual reproductions. Asexual reproductions, in case of single cellular or single cell organism or unicellular organisms, we will see their mode of reproduction is most probably asexual. Why? Because they have only one cell. Okay, so asexual mode of reproduction says that the reproductions or the productions of a new species or new individual, okay, with from a single parent cell or single parent organisms, that is called asexual mode of reproductions. Okay, you might have seen amoeba, paramecium, okay, and etc. Chlamydomonas. Okay, so they reproduce in this method or asexual method of or mode of reproductions. So this type of reproduction is also called, this is uniparental reproductions. Okay, uniparental reproductions. Next we will come across, this is all about the asexual mode of reproduction, so we will come across to the sexual mode of reproductions. Okay, sexual mode of reproductions are most often seen in case of multicellular organisms. Okay, in case of multicellular organisms, because in case of multicellular organisms there are millions of cells and each and every cells are specialized, or we can say differentiated, to perform the particular or a special functions, right? So this is sexual mode of reproductions, and the definition of sexual mode of reproduction says the process in which offsprings are obtained or offsprings are produced with the help of two parents. Okay, one is male, another is female. Okay, so male parent and about female parent we will talk later, but we should know that sexual mode of reproductions, it includes two types of parents, that is male parent and the female parent. Okay, you can write here male parent and female parent. Okay, male parent and female parent. That means, student, what? That means there in need of two types of reproductive cells. Okay, male parent or male reproductive cells, or female parent female reproductive cells. Male reproductive cells, male reproductive cells are also called, that is, sperm. Okay, and the female reproductive cells are known as ovum, or we say that is ova. Okay, ovum, or we say that is ova. So this is all about the sexual and the asexual mode of reproduction. Now question arises, how reproductions, what happens, actually what happens, that it gives rise a new individual, or we say that is offsprings. Okay, students, new individuals or the offsprings, what actually happens there, that we see, or that we say is that is called what? Fertilization. That is called fertilization. Okay, this part is your uterus, so I will talk, or I will teach just a bit later. Now we say fertilization. What is fertilization? Fertilization is the fusion, actually, the fusion of male gamete and female gamete to form a zygote. That is called fertilization. Okay, fertilization means male gamete, we say sperm, plus female gamete or female reproductive cells, that is called ovum, that gives rise what? Zygote. Okay, this happens by the process of fertilization. So fertilization is simply a fusion of two type of different gametes. Okay, and this form zygote. It's called a what? It is a cell produced or the formed by combination or the fusion of sperm and ovum. Sperm, that is, I told you that this is male reproductive part or male reproductive cells, and this is the female reproductive cells. Okay, this is the fertilization. Students, you might have seen that in this universe or in this surface of earth, some organisms, they give birth to the young one, and some other organisms are there like birds, okay, and other mammals also, vertebrates, we say, they lays the egg or they lay the eggs. Okay, so what are these? These are, we say, so according to them, what happens? Now the organisms that is giving birth to the young one, that is, the fertilizations is occurred inside its body, right? And the organisms which lays egg, that means what? After that what? After that they start hatching their eggs and then hatch out the baby or the chick, we say, or whatever, offsprings or individuals, right? So that is, in that case, we say the fertilization occurs outside the body. So according to, on the basis of occurring fertilizations inside the body and according in outside the body, okay, there we say fertilizations are of two types. One is internal fertilization, another is external fertilizations. Okay, so external fertilizations, let me write here, fertilizations are of two types. First one is external fertilization. External fertilization. Okay, you might have seen in case of some fishes, frog, snake, birds and what? Birds, frogs, snakes, etc. Right? They actually lay the egg outside the body. Okay. So that is why we say their fertilization is outside the body, or that is fertilization is external fertilization. Okay. External fertilizations. Let us consider the more, even we are talking about frogs. Okay, because the life cycle of frogs is to be considerable. What happens when the season comes? Frogs lay the egg on the surface of the water. Okay, that female frog. After that, just in nearby of eggs of the female frog, male frog come, and male also ejaculates its male parts, or the male cells near about the eggs. Now after that what? That egg and the male reproductive cells, they float freely on the surface of the water. By floating freely on the surface of the water, what happens? They come in contact with the both male as well as female cells of the reproductive cells, or eggs or sperm, whatever you say. Now the covering of the eggs of the female reproductive cells or female reproductive eggs, okay, that burst up. After that, the fusion occurs there on the surface of water only, and that is why we say the fertilization in case of frogs, fishes, etc. is what? Of outside of the body, and that is why the fertilization is called external fertilizations. Clear? Next we will come to the internal fertilizations. Internal fertilization. Okay. Internal fertilization, students. You see all the mammals, okay, including human beings, cow, goat, human beings, tiger, elephants, whatever. Mammals means what? What are mammals actually? Mammals are those organisms which they are vertebrates also, we can say it is correct. The mammals are vertebrates. Yes, true. And they have backbones. It is also true. And in mammals actually they feed their baby. They feed their baby from the breast. Okay. That is also the main recognition that these are mammals. So in case of mammals, we say that have babies and which are nursed by their mothers. On the other hand, we can say lizard, crocodiles, okay, snakes also, they lay eggs. Lizards, I say lizard, crocodiles, okay, and snakes, some snakes, okay, they lay eggs. True, they lay eggs, they hatch out their babies, etc. But they are fed by the mothers. Okay, that is why we say these are mammals. Also, there are more examples or exceptional case of mammals are, we say platypus. Okay, we say that is platypus. Platypus also. Okay, spiny, another is there is that is spiny anteaters. Spiny anteaters and echidnas. These are also the exceptions of mammals. Okay, they also feed their babies by the mothers. This is all about the animals, or in case of mammals, how the fertilization occurs and their reproduction and how they nourish their babies also. Next come to reproduction in the man. Okay, reproduction in case of man, of course, what type of fertilization we say in case of man? It is internal fertilization, right? And is it The fertilization is uniparental or biparental? Yes. In case of human beings or in case of man, the fertilization is biparental. So to understand the reproduction takes place in a man and how the baby designs become same with their parent or to their mother or whatever, we will see first the reproductive systems in case of male and female. First we will come across with the male reproductive system. Okay. In case of male reproductive systems are made up of a pair of testes. There you can say pair of testes. It is located outside of the abdominal cavity of a man or of a male. Okay. The testis is contained in a sac-like structure that is called scrotal sac, or we can say this is a scrotum. Okay. After this, the scrotum or scrotal sac, or that is called scrotum. Now this testis is responsible for the productions of sperms. Okay. The productions of sperm. Testis reproduces what? Sperm. Not only the sperm, also it produces the hormone that we say male hormone. Okay, we will discuss later in later videos, or in the coming videos I will discuss. It produces the what? Sperm. Now this sperm, see, on the with the testis, you can see here a small gland-like structure is attached to the testis, that is called epididymis. And this is responsible for the collection of mature sperm along with some secretions. Okay, collection of mature sperm along with some secretions, and this gland you can see here, that is called protest gland. Okay, it produces some liquid or fluid-like structure that contains the nutrients for sperm, and that fluid is also getting mixed before the ejaculation of sperm through the penis. That is why we say that is called what? Semen. Also that is called, we called it semen. Okay. So from here they travel through the muscular tube, and that is called vas deferentia. Vas deferens. This, okay, along these tubes they start traveling to this tube. Okay, that is called vas deferentia, and these are the gland, as I told you, they mixed up with some secretions, and vas deferens, then vas deferens into this tube-like structure. This tube-like structure is called what? Urethra. After the urethra, it comes or opens into the penis. Okay, or penis you say. So penis and the secretions of the various glands also pour in the meanwhile when it is traveled through the vas deferentia into the urethra also. Okay, this mixture of secretions and the sperm, this mixture of secretion and the sperm togetherly, we call it what? We say it semen. Okay, so this semen containing the sperm and is finally it is transferred into the vagina here. Okay, in the here during the course during the time of intercourse. Okay, and openings, you know, the vagina is the female reproductive systems it opens with, and these reproductive systems, and here only the sperm or the semen is ejaculated during the intercourse by the what? Penis or the penis, whatever you say. Sperm have, and this is the structure of sperm. This sperm have the head-like structure. Okay, it decides the direction of the movements, and then the middle part is called body. Okay, body that contains the nutrients to survive the sperm, and then below that there is a tail part, and this tail part helps it to propagate or to the movement movement inside the vagina or inside the female reproductive systems. So this is all about the male reproductive system, as I told you. I hope you understood one. Next we will come to the female reproductive systems. Okay, and this part of this drawing figure represents the female reproductive systems. There are, like in the male reproductive systems, in case of female reproductive systems, it is consist of ovaries. Ovaries. Okay. Actually, this female reproductive system is not located outside the body, or we say the outside of the female body, but it is located the lower part, at the lower part of the abdominal cavity. But this male reproductive system is totally located outside of the abdominal cavity. Okay, this is female reproductive systems, and it is located the lower abdominal cavity, and it starts producing ova. It starts producing ova or ovum, whatever you say, when a girl's child reaches to the age of puberty. After that, each ovary produces one ovum every month, and over each ovary there a muscular tube or a muscle tube is located or connected with, we can say it's fallopian tube. This is uterus, this part is called uterus, and these are the funnel of fallopian tube or a slight opening. These are the ovaries, okay, and this part is called vagina, and this part is called cervix, right? In this part we will see the ovary, each ovary or is a muscular tube which ends into the funnel with a finger-like projections, and this tube carries the ovum through the ovary to the fallopian tube and then to the uterus. And when that fallopian tube is also called the oviduct. Okay, fallopian tube, this is also called oviduct. After that, oviduct, and then the uterus is a muscular organ, and the lower portion is called the cervix. Cervix, you can say this is okay. And below that there is a vagina, and it is opened into the open to the outside, and the ovaries are attached with the uterus by the fallopian tube, and there also some connective tissues work under, okay, and that connective tissues are called ligaments. Okay, there are some ligaments, they helps to attach it with the what, ovaries and the uterus. Okay, this is all about female reproductive systems. Okay, what happens is that next, fertilization, pregnancy and childbirth. What is that? Actually, how does fertilization occur? Before fertilizations, one thing I told you that is intercourse. Okay, during the intercourse, the penis ejaculates or throws some semen or the sperm into the vagina, which travel up to the vagina and uterus into the fallopian tube. It is there, we can say, the sperm fuses with the ovum, or their fertilization takes place. After the fertilization taking place, that form cell or the complete cell that formed after the fertilization of a complete cell, that is called what? Zygote. I told you that is called zygote. Okay, now this zygote starts dividing or differentiated or dividing gradually to grows into an embryo. Okay, an embryo. Now again some embryos, again it starts dividing into a teeny baby. Okay, into a teeny baby. After that it grows or starts growing into a teeny baby. Then teeny baby, again the cell of the teeny baby divides and differentiated into different specialized cells or tissues, we say. Then some tissue systems, organs, it develops into the tissue systems. Tissue system again develops into the organ systems, and it comes a gradually familiar form. Gradually it grows or it develops into a familiar form of baby. Okay, then it goes into a familiar form of baby. Okay, then it grows into the familiar form of baby, and this is when it is called a what? Fetus. It is called what? Fetus. Foetus. This is the now complete baby inside the mother's or a mother's uterus. Okay, then when this fetus becoming or it took the shape of a familiar baby size, then after that the wall of the uterus, it has a rich supply blood before. Okay, before in the period of menstruation I will talk, which providing embryo and draws the nutrition, and nutrition, that oxygen passes into the embryo from the blood, from the mother's blood, or from the mother's blood through the what organ, that is called placenta. This is called placenta. So placenta help to exchange in the nutrients, oxygen, food, whatever a baby needs from the where? From the mothers, okay, inside the mother's womb. After that, since it is consuming food, or the baby or fetus or a familiar form of baby, since it is consuming some foods, waters, respirations, excretions, so excretions will also be there. Okay, it also gives right the undigested food, right? So undigested food, the baby that gives the undigested food come out of from the baby, and it is to the mother's blood, and that is through the a cord connected to the baby. Okay, through the cord connected to the baby, and that is called umbilical cord. Umbilical cord. Okay, so through the umbilical cord, baby throw out the foods and the other waste to the mother's blood. Now the baby or the embryos in the mother's uterus will remain about to 9 months. Okay, how long a baby will remain inside the mother's womb? About to 9 months. About to 9 months. Okay, and that period is called what? Pregnancy. We say that is pregnancy, or also we say it, that is gestation period. Okay, pregnancy period, or we say that is gestation period. We will talk later in the standard 10. So pregnancy period, that is called. Okay, and inside the uterus, now baby is protected with a sac-like structure. Okay, a sac that protect the baby inside the mother's womb, that is called amniotic sac. Okay, amniotic sac, and inside the amniotic sac there also it contains some fluids, and that is called amniotic fluid. And what are the functions of amniotic fluid I will discuss. That is when the baby is inside the mother's womb. Okay, that fluids helps the baby to rotate inside the mother's womb, and when the paturation periods comes or the baby's birth period is come, then these fluids becomes more thick or thickened. Okay, and after that the thickened uterus, it was before receiving the child or receiving the sperm, before the formation of zygote, that sac structure, that we say that is placenta or whatever, that also burst out and start contracting, so that the baby can be pushed out of the uterus through the vagina. Okay, through the vagina, and that is what we say the baby is born. Okay, and sometimes we might have seen a single mother. Sometimes it is affected by the multiple birth. Okay, we know that a mother gives a child, but sometimes mother may also gives more than one child. And what are these? Okay, that is called twins. Twins, right? Students, what are called twins? Twins means the birth of multiple child or a double child from a single parent at the same time. These are called twins. Okay, how does twins occur? Twins occur when the baby, when the mothers actually in the ovary, mothers or a female produces a single egg. Okay, single egg, or we say ova. When a single sperm will fuse with a single ova, then a zygote is formed. But sometimes at the same time, more than one ova get matured inside the mother's uterus or ovary we say. So they will be both are lining with the in the uterus to receive the sperm or receive the male reproductive cells. Okay, so in that case what happens is that two sperm fuses with two ovum. Okay, so there we say these are multiple fusions. That multiple fusions results into the productions of twins. Okay, productions of twins, and these twins are called fraternal. Okay, these twins are called fraternals or non-identical. Non-identical means they are not same. But students, sometimes they may be, one may be boys, another may be girl. One may be boy, another may be girl. In case of where? When the two sperm fused with two ovum. But sometimes after the fusion of single sperm and a single ova, okay, after fertilization, sometimes that zygote or the fertilized eggs become divided. When the fertilized egg become divided, they form the same offsprings or siblings we say. Same siblings or same offsprings, and that offsprings, they may be identical. They may be look same. If one is boy, another is also boy.